Good morning, everybody. Um, got some empowerment and blood. Let's see. This was my throne claim. Let's look at these site search rituals, and again, a whole lot of nothing. Although I got some for this Auspex, so we've got some more air coming in. Gonna have to check those ritual site searches and make sure they haven't actually run out of places to search, but I think we're still good. Let's see. This dire portent refers to DomeM putting up Earthblood Deepwell, which is fantastic pull for DomeM. So, good job, DomeM. Right. Then what else do we have? Some crossbreeding over here. So this was the advanced version, so we got ourselves 3 of the good ones. And they'll just prepare to move in. I'm gonna need another commander around there. Battles were actually pretty good for us this turn. This is just irrelevant. Pangea had a AI horde of crap that was beaten up by 10 Anakites. I pushed out Bannerlog PD. I pushed out Asphodel PD. No resistance here. Bannerlog did not leave behind anything to fight those guys. So here's what I'm doing. This guy over here is gonna cast Send Lesser Horror on this guy, and there are 2 Kanaras in my area. There's this guy and there's this guy. My main concern is I don't want them to disrupt my fort construction over here that's going to be done in 2 turns. I'm not sure if they realize I'm building a fort there, but I'd rather not have to deal with it. So this guy's going to send a horror, and eventually, well, maybe starting next turn, I'll have Bloodthorn so that this guy can also start sending horrors. And lesser horrors are just a great way for me to deal with problems, full stop. They have good range. They are... Thugs typically have a hard time with them because thugs are geared out for different stuff than horrors, and you can send more than one. So that's something that I've learned from another game, just how good Send Lesser Horror is. So these guys are going to be splitting up. On the off chance that one of them does manage to survive, then I'm planning to intercept them here in Cassian Forest. This is Cannibals for Free taking on all these guys. So let's just go ahead and watch that because it's fun. Barkskin. Put some fear on, so that brings his fear value up to 9. He's got the fire shield from the shield. He's got the acid breath. He has 2 AoE attacks plus throw flames. He's got regen. His protection is only 23 until he berserks, but he just needs to soak the 1 lance charge from these centaurs, which he does admirably. And heck, I've got a whole bunch of bonus HP because it's still my dominion, even though there's a bunch of evil force creatures in the way. And so yeah, even the Minotaurs get dispatched in short order, and his attack skill's up to 23, so this Mace of Eruption, which does 48 damage, is definitely nuking stuff. So yeah, this has gone pretty well. A human could definitely counter him, no problem, but the AI is not in a position to do so. His fatigue has climbed up to 54, but that's not unreasonable. He's chasing down these guys, leaving the statue. That reminds me of something else I do need to do. This guy right here, Money, is site searching, but he's quite capable of being a super combatant in the same way. He's not berserk, so I have to be more careful with him, but he's got plenty of other stuff going for him. So I'm gonna need to gear him up and have him like do the same type of super combatant push up top here. Let's see, continuing on through these things, beat up some trolls. That's this crew over here, so it's going to make some havoc through Asphodel. I'm summoning more fire drakes to form the second wave. We've got 8 so far. Over with this crew, we've got 11, and fire drakes should just be really cost effective versus Asphodel. Burn all their shit. Iram was able to kick Abyssia off of their capital. This is again a AI situation, but got some random mages. He cast Desert Winds, but there's no one actually, like, maybe these guys are just on attack and fire. The fire bit from Desert Winds does not make a lick of difference against Abyssian infantry. Got some random poison stuff and some lightning coming down, and that definitely is effective. Yeah, just every time one of those lightning balls comes down, it nukes a square of Abyssians, because they have great protection, but lightning doesn't give a fuck about that. Ultimately, the mages are able to turn the tide, and it's just a question of how many Abyssians survive. I think I mentioned this, but Abyssia is being controlled by the player who was controlling Asphodel, and he started the game, but he had, I think, some type of school thing that made him have to step away, so he turned Asphodel AI, and when he came back in, now he decided to take over Abyssia, who was about to go AI. So Iram lives, kind of. Their capital is only 2/3 surrounded by Abyssia, and one of those is Satis as well. Over here in Fukan, this is interesting just because, so I started recruiting some of these giants, and this one was my PD giant, but these guys, they're homesick, so they can't actually like go anywhere and cause trouble, but in terms of defending this province, they're really good at it. Obviously just one of them is not going to make waves, but especially like when he leaves his guy behind. But these guys, they hit hard. They've got this Dawn Blade with a ton of magic damage. Decent stats. If only they weren't homesick, they could actually be decent units. But it is what it is. And then I pushed around Vanderlog with some cheap dudes. I guess one thing that I can do is set this guy on retreat and try to break siege. And if, like, he'll go through his buff cycle, so if he's still besieging me, then I won't lose him, but if he runs to someplace else, then I'll get that fort back. Cymbeline got a treasure. Very happy to see this. That jump-started some of my economy, as well as a bit more cash. And then some patrols. So what the cash is going into, putting up a fort here in Deepmount, putting up a fort here in Amber Fields. Plan will be to get a good number of Gog Reavers and just eat some of this cave territory. Putting up a fort somewhere around here, yeah, Nern. So 3 forts going up, as well as getting more bitch mothers and the like. Really, I've just gotta get my mage recruitment up there. It's pretty clear from looking at these globals that other people are putting up that I've fallen behind in research, and part of that is because I've taken a more like generalized approach, but part of that is also just that 850 on turn 44 is not that good. Which it is what it is. I also lost a ton of researchers when I tried that Smite Communion against Asphodel that it did some damage, but it just wasn't nearly enough. So yeah, I think that mostly covers it for now. Just my crew over here and ready to interfere with this Asphodel horde and eventually take some of my land back. And Vanderlog should be scary at this point in the game, but they're not. At least if they are, they haven't shown it. I don't know what their deal is, but I'm just going to bring some raiders into the area. This place is recruiting 12 Reavers a turn, so that's definitely going to be a nasty force for them to have to deal with. And they're blessed with the hot and cold air auras. It's annoying, but it's not really suited for fighting high damage Reavers. So that's enough of me talking. Thanks for joining. I'll see you on turn 45.